Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith sell media company stake to ex Disney executives for a decent amount of money for a pretty small stake. So Will Smith and Jada have reportedly sold a minority stake in their media company Westbrook to former Disney executives Tom Staggs and Kevin Mayer. Westbrook, which produces Netflix's series Cobra Kai, in which backed King Richard, the biopic starring Will Smith as Richard Williams, the father of tennis stars Venus and Serena Williams, had been in talks with Staggs and Mayer until the deal fell apart in October. So sources told Variety that Staggs and Mayer's venture paid $60 million for a roughly 10% ownership stake, and the deal values the company at just under $600 million. So Mayer and Staggs are being financed by private equity giant Blackstone Group. Their media venture made headlines last year when it purchased Reese Witherspoon's production company, Hello Sunshine, in a deal valued at $900 million, and followed that up with a $3 billion deal for Moonbug Entertainment, the children's TV company behind Coco Melon and Blippi. Wow, so I didn't even know about this part. And if you don't know, Coco Melon, right, for those that might be listening to this, Coco Melon has one of the largest internet presence ever for like children's like TV kind of stuff, right? I think they're in like the top 5 or like top 10 YouTube channels in the world. And I think they actually get billions of views per month, maybe. Like, well, maybe not billions. No, no, they might actually get billions of views per month. Like, because the way you gotta think about it, like almost everything that they create on their stuff is evergreen, right? So they create evergreen content that you could just stick in front of your kid and just watch, right? And it's massive. Like it is massive. So I'm not too surprised about this $3 billion deal, but that is still crazy though. Like that is a lot of money. And it kind of goes to show you the power of creating something that could last forever, right? So Westbrook Incorporated is comprised of a production studio, Westbrook Studios, and a digital arm, Westbrook Media. So upcoming projects for the company include the action film Emancipation, which will appear on Apple TV Plus and star Will Smith, as well as the Fresh Prince reboot Bel Air that will premiere next month on Peacock. So here's a way to really like think about it. Like this is the reason why a lot of these like media companies, like these celebrity media companies, production companies, are potentially worth so much money, right? Like why they're getting such big deals like this. The way to really look at it is basically like a term called syndication. And this is basically like a situation where like, okay, let's put it this way. Let's say that you were able to create a TV show and that TV show ended up becoming a massive hit, right? And it has like 10 seasons, right? 10 seasons, probably 12 episodes each, maybe per season, so every single year for that. But here's the thing you could end up syndicating this thing, meaning you could license it basically everywhere and get paid a large sum of money, right? Like, for an example, right? Family Guy. Family Guy has made disgusting amounts of money on multiple different networks with the basically same content, right? Like they've made millions upon millions of dollars on the same content. South Park has made millions of dollars, right? The show Archer has made millions of dollars, right? Law and Order SVU has made probably billions of dollars at this point, right? Because I think that's like a show going for like 20 plus years. So this is the thing that you got to really understand. For these like media companies, why they could be worth so much is that they could be repurposed over and over and over and over again, right? Like in terms of like earning like in quotes passive income, it's probably one of the best ways for celebrities, actors, right, to really milk everything that they can from it. And this is why it is so important to be an owner of the things that you make in terms of like content, right? So, for example, if you ended up being someone who ends up being like an actor, right? Or you end up creating your own like comedy show, your own podcast, your own, online TV show, right? You want to keep all of the ownership as long as possible so that you have the ability to syndicate it everywhere, right? Because that would allow you the scale to just basically blow the company completely way up, right? Go to the moon. But also, it would allow you to keep making money off of something that you've created once, right? We could take another show, Friends, right? That show, Friends, was getting like licensed over and over and over again, I think for like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And all the actors from Friends were getting paid, I think, still millions of dollars a year from doing that show, right? So this kind of goes to show you like the power of something like that. Like imagine if you were to create a show once, like be involved in the show once, right? And you were able to resell that show for the end of time because it had enough demand, right? Or it fit like a certain type of network category, right? Like another example is the show Ridiculousness with Rob Dyrdek. That show is a very simple show, right? It ends up getting almost non-stop screen time on MTV, right? That show is making disgusting amounts of money, right, for MTV and also Rob Dyrdek. So that's just something to really think about. Like, and here's the thing: another example of this, which I think it'd be kind of cool to see in the future, is someone like Mr. Beast being able to do the exact same thing with his type of content. Because every single one of his content pieces, every single one of his video pieces is truly 100% evergreen, right? Where they could last forever and be watched at any given time ever, which he's already doing himself in terms of putting it on different YouTube channels in different languages, right? He has like the fastest growing Spanish YouTube channel, right? I think he's going to go in Russia, China, and I believe India. So it's going to be very interesting to see that way, like someone going in like the more like a YouTube space, doing like a syndication kind of thing. But it's something to really think about, right? It's like, hey, maybe you should focus on something that can be done forever, right? And look, another example of this with the largest podcast in the world is Joe Rogan, right? With his sit down conversations with different celebrities, different scientists, different people, right? Most of his content is evergreen, right? Which allows him to get like a massive deal with Spotify for a licensing deal, right? For content that he created years ago and content that he's going to be creating now and in the future. So that's something to really think about. Potentially think about doing something more so like that. If you want to learn how to get a debt, go to 40inbox.com.